Good evening, I'm Dannel Malloy.
And I'm Sarah Welch. We begin tonight in Hartford and the latest on the battle of the budget between the state union leaders and Governor Malloy.
Now, this is the day that union leaders are deciding when the rank and file will vote on the new concession deal that was worked out late Friday night. So the question is, where do things stand right now and how did we get here? News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis live in the Hartford newsroom with the latest. Mark?
Hi, John and Sarah. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. The state labor unions here in Connecticut worked real hard to elect Dannel Malloy last fall because he was pro-union. Well, that all backfired when his concession deal crashed last month. Now, the next few weeks, there's going to be a do-over. The governor said today that approval of the deal will reverse all the layoffs and most of the closings, including the ferries and the DMV offices.
I think the vast majority, if not all, of what's in the subsequent plan would be unwound.
Union leaders were huddled again today to determine when a second vote will start, an odyssey that began more than 5 months ago. Back in February, in his budget address, the governor laid down the gauntlet, saying he had to have $2 billion in concessions from the unions, or there would be dire consequences.
It would require us to lay off thousands of state workers, which is to say there is no alternative. We have to get it done.
Leaders representing the state's 45,000-member unionized workforce immediately started pushing back.
In our budget deficit crisis, state employees are erroneously being defined as a problem.
The unions organized a solidarity with Wisconsin rally on the Capitol steps because of that state's perceived attack on collective bargaining. Malloy showed up to say this was not an attack on the unions. The following week, negotiations began. 3 months later, Malloy announced he had a deal with the unions that would guarantee no layoffs for 4 years.
In the short term, over the next 2 years, this agreement will save taxpayers $1.6 billion.
But 6 weeks later, led by a rebellion against the deal by Correction Department workers, the deal crashed, even though 57% of state workers had approved it. Union rules required approval by 80% of all union members statewide. Last week, the leaders of the State Employee Bargaining Agent Coalition voted to change the rules for approving the deal so that a simple majority would be all that is needed. They met for 4 days with Malloy's negotiators to clarify how to pay back a scheduled pay raise on July 1st and to simplify the changes to the health care plan. Late Friday night, the new deal was announced.
Now, if the new deal is approved by the rank and file, everything gets turned around. That means the layoffs get canceled, the DMV offices stay open, and the Connecticut River ferries continue to operate. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.